day trading live this morning, making some money, breaking down a beautiful stock. I'm talking about a stock this morning. You're going to see it here in the morning, FRED. You'll see the trades, you'll see my entries, you'll see my exits, but you're also going to hear me talking about why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm also going to talk about the idea of why shorts were able to crush this stock down today, and also talking about why you shouldn't be buying at certain price levels. So if you want to find out all the secrets about day trading and all that fun stuff, well, maybe go watch a different channel. But if you want to find out why I thought this stock would do what it did, I basically predicted the future here, or I at least predicted how this stock would move based on looking at the chart, and I'm going to break it all down in this video and talk about why I thought what I thought. So if you want to find out more, make sure you stay tuned. Watching FRED right now before the market opens. This thing is up 63%. You can see gapping up there from $1.70 now up there to $2.78. I'm looking for a bit of a pullback. I like to see this thing pull back down a little bit. On the 5-minute chart, I like to see this thing pull back down there to the 250s and look for an entry at that 250 area. So that's kind of what I'm watching. There's a lot of resistance on this thing. If you see there's that 278 resistance, $3 resistance. Pre-market high right now is 277. Looking at the daily chart here, you can see all that resistance coming up there, that $3, 326, 350. There's a decent amount of resistance above this stock from where it is right now. So we got to keep that in mind. So I'm jumping in there right there at 266. Looking like this 265 area is kind of holding this up right now. If it breaks below 264, I'm going to jump out really quickly. So just risking a little bit there in case this does decide to start running and bounce off that 264. You can see which earlier it bounced off 264 and pushed up there towards 278. Bit of a battle going on right here at the 270s. You can see that resistance holding it down there at 270. I want to see if this can push through 270 here, or I might just get out of this trade. Not liking how we're getting stuck there at the 270s. Let's see if we can get push up there a little bit higher, 271. I'm going to take it right there. Just not liking how it's getting held down right there. It's not to say that it can't just go higher there, but it's going to have to play. I'm just going to play this one smart for now, and we'll give it some time. When the market opens, we'll see if this can push above that 278 area, above this 270s. Because right now, you're going to see this is getting held down there. The tops of these candles, 272, 272, 272, 274. So a lot of selling pressure there, just holding this down at that 272 area right now. So you can see this thing just battling right here at the 270s right now. Again, getting stuck there, 273, 273, getting stuck on the tops of those candles, pulling back down there, 264 now. Let's see if this 264 area is going to hold right through there, 264. So something was clearly going on there when this thing just couldn't push through that resistance. We'll wait till market opens to see where this thing kind of ends up at. Not sure I want to be buying right there. I'm going to jump in there at 250. See if I can add some more, a little bit lower than the 250. Looking for this to push back above 250s. So got a nice little fill there. Looking for this to pop back above 250s here at market open. Just look for a little quick pop. Bouncing off the support area there. Market's about to open here in 30 seconds. There you go. Market about to open. Looking for this to push above 250 here. I'm going to take it right there. Get most of my fill. Getting some of the fill there. Taking the rest on that fill there. 250s. Boom. That's all we needed. That quick little pop, making $637 there. Was up 800 at the 260 push. Just wanted to take the rest there at 250s when it pulled back there really quickly. It was a little dangerous. Not gonna lie, it's a little dangerous, but that was my original goal. This is my original plan. If you remember, I talked about just a little bit earlier. My original plan, buying at this 250 area, looking for this push there at open, and there it is up there at 260. Let's see how this 245 area reacts. There she goes up there to 265 now. 265, beautiful. Wow. I'm going to jump in there at 247. Looking like we might get a little bit of pop back off that 246 area. Look for us to pop back above 250 or just a quick little pop. And I'm going to take it right there. Just a quick little $100, another $100, another $100. In and out. We're not looking for home runs here. We're not looking for home runs. We're just looking for in and out opportunities. As this thing is reversing, bouncing off the support areas with a little pop back up. And that's going to put me up to $737 on the day now. So FRED, paying the bills right now. Paying the bills. So there's a pretty good chance if this thing can't hold at 250, this thing is going to crash below the 245 here. Let's see. 250 getting sold into there. 250 still holding. 250 needs to hold here. 250 holding. Got to hold that, make that higher low there. Squeeze back. You can see how this is just getting held down there. So there it is. 250 holding, pushing back up there at 260, just like I talked about. Beautiful. Big seller there at 260 getting eaten out. It's almost Trying. There's a lot of battle. The battle is real here on this one. There's that bounce. Just that 250 area was a key area. I think if this would have broken 250, this probably would have just started to get crushed there, back down there below 245. We can see it held that 250. That 250 area is always going to be that kind of, those whole dollars, those half dollars, always going to be kind of key areas, mental areas where people are like, hey, if this can't hold, it's going to go through. And a lot of times what happens is people put their stop losses there. They put their mental stop losses at those whole dollars, those half dollar areas for a reason, because it's easy. Because you're like, instead of telling yourself, oh, my stop loss is 252, no, you're going to tell yourself my stop loss is 250. So when the stock is holding that 250 area, that's why we don't see that big waterfall, because everyone's sitting there going, no, I'm going to hold. 250, I'm going to hold. And they keep telling themselves that, and that's why those whole dollars, those half dollars are always so important to watch. And you saw right there, 250 holding. So everybody that was buying here, everyone who was buying in this area, or they're chasing this, they bought up here, they're definitely looking at this like, hey, 250 is my last stop. Because also, you're playing like this. You're playing 250 as your stop, knowing that there's a little bit of support here. So if this does start to crash, you're going to be able to have a little bit of time to get out. So you're hoping, you're praying that if this does start to crash, it's going to find a little bit of support there, so you're able to get out for a small loss. Where if you're waiting, let's say you're sitting down here and you're like, I'm going to hold this till 245. 245 is going to be my stop loss area. The stock could easily go from 245 down there to 230, 220, because there's just not much support there. You're really looking at that 245 area as like your last stop. Like, you got to get out before it hits there. A lot of people are putting their mental stops, they're putting their stops at that 250 area, knowing that that half dollar is that mental support. And let's see if it's going to get tested here again. GEVO bouncing around there. Not much volume, only 100,000 shares traded. It's popping up on the scanner there. We also got GEMP popping up on the scanner up there at 220. A couple stocks popping up there on the scanner, but nothing looking really hot right now. I want to see what happens here at this 250. I want to see if my idea is correct. If this 250 area breaks, is this thing going to just get murdered here? Let's see. 250 again. Pulling down there, 251. All right, so that 250 area is holding. A lot of people are trying to buy the dip there at 250 as well. So just a lot of selling pressure going there. Look at that 250 area holding though. 251, 252. Somebody's buying there. Somebody's trying to buy there. And then that 250, there's that 250 support. Is it going to hold? Big buyer sitting there, 250. Trying to hold right here. There we go, 250 getting sold into there. It's still holding. 250 is holding. 250 is holding. If I was a gambling man, if I was a gambling guy, if I was a gambler, I would buy here, 250. At this 250 bounce. But overall, just not liking this chart. Like I said, that previous resistance and then just all this going on there. So that 250 getting sold into there. Oh my, there it is, through 250 now. Let's see. Let's see how this reacts. 245. If this starts to just keep on, if this just keeps on rolling off there. If it breaks 245, we're gonna see 230 easy here. Why it's so important? Why is it so important to be buying near that support area? If you were buying up here, chasing this thing, chasing these green candles, chasing, what happens right now? You'd be selling for a loss. A lot of people are able to find these stocks. They see the opportunity, but they're not able to grab it. They're not able to grab these dips because they get scared or they don't trust the idea of this support area there at 245, 250. Just by having these lines on the chart, you can see where the stock bounced at before, where the support is, and where you should be buying at. Buying in this area is not a good place to be buying. Buying, bad. Pretty much anywhere between 250 and 277 is just not a good area to be buying. And you can see why. Because this thing spikes up there and then just pulls right back to that support area and having trouble there. The other day I was telling myself, man, imagine if I just lived on an island somewhere. If I lived like in Tahiti and I made $100 a day trading. Every morning I made $100. And the rest of the day I could just chill. I could go surfing. I could just do whatever I wanted, because $100 a day living in paradise, that would be easy money, and I could just basically live. I got to be happy sometimes just to take profit when I got it. $700 and $700 before 945 is never bad at all. So I'm going to take it there. The big issue for FRAD was there was just too much resistance overhead. What it does is it allows the shorts to really have a area or a range so they can base their trade and really they can load up heavier. So if I'm a short and I see that 277's holding it down there, I can load up. I can load up the boat here at the 277s and look for this to crash, knowing that the resistance is right there at 277. Seeing that there was a lot of resistance there, I think if this would have broken above 277 there pre-market, we would be having a different discussion right now. At least we got that push towards $3. but the shorts saw that 277 area, was holding it down there. So it's much easier for them to jump in there. And then also knowing that that $3 resistance is there, knowing that above $3 there's resistance, 326, 353. If I'm a short and I'm looking at this as a possible short and all I see is resistance, it's basically like being a buyer and all I see is support. If I'm going to short it, I love to see all that resistance above where I'm shorting at, because it's just like, hey, this is like your safety net. Now, if I'm shorting this stock and I don't see any resistance, then it's dangerous, because I don't have anywhere to set my risk reward and I can't really define my risk. But on a stock like this, where I'm shorting into these resistance areas, I can basically tell myself, hey, 277, okay, $3, there's all my risk, there's all my reward. I can be shorting into all this resistance. I might not make money, but I'm limiting my risk because there's so much resistance there. And that's just like a green light for a short to really just jump in there heavy and short something like this. FRAD, right now, the shorts are winning. You can see, again, now this 250 area is turning into resistance. Big sellers sitting there at 250 trying to hold this down, because the shorts know all they got to do is hold this below 250, get this down there to 240, and this thing's gonna sell off. It was up 50-60% this morning, and they're just trying to play into that. Look at that big seller there at 250. So the shorts are out in full force right now, because they can clearly see all that resistance area and they see what's going on and they're holding it down. Today is just one of those days. One of those days here on FRED. Look at that. Real battle going on there. 247 buyer, 249 seller. It's going down. There it goes. We're going to get the pullback, and we'll see how quickly this drops. There it is. Look how quickly this is going down now. So now it's breaking through that support, and it's just getting murdered. There it is. 235. Boom, baby. Look at that. Just like we talked about. Breaking through that support and just getting murdered. The shorts are winning the battle. So there it is. I'm going to close it out there. I'm going to talk to you guys later on. If you guys haven't already, do me one big favor. Hit that subscribe button. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.